Welcome to Analytics with Nags. In this video, we are going to see about the difference between datasets and data flows in Power BI. In order to find the difference, you need to know what is dataset and data flows. If you haven't know about that, just watch my previous videos which explains about these two concepts. Now let us walk through this Power BI services when we use the data flows and datasets. Basically, any reports or dashboard require a dataset, and a dataset can get the data from data flows, or it can directly point to the source systems like it can be SQL or Excel file, SharePoint file. So data flows acts as the intermediate layer between source and datasets, right? So before understanding more about data flows, and we will try to understand this dataset, basically when you need to use datasets and when you need to go for data flows. For that, let me go to the Power BI file and then we will demonstrate what is the use of dataset, when in what scenarios you need to go for dataset and which is going to be shared. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button to learn the concepts in Power BI and DAX. We are in Power BI now, where you see the two reports. One is sales executive, which is created using the file you can see here. Maybe it is a way of showing it. I mean v13 mtd qtd xls file. Okay, this is the one file, and from that file I've created the sales executive. It can be your another SQL server also. The source can be anything. I have another file where I use the same file here. You can see it here, v13 mtd qtd file, and using that I have created another report. So when you publish these two reports, one is sales region by sales and you have a sales region by executive. So assume there are two different users wants to create reports for executives, another user creating for region wide sales, and there might be a number of calculations involved to project these figures, right? What calculation? See, there are a lot of measures we have created, YTD, MTD, or it can be some business logics that involves some complex include these days, exclude these days, or apply this much discount. So there can be any business logic. So when you have a multiple reports from a same source, like same that from the data, this particular executive report is writing the calculations again and again. And if the same figure, the calculations to be replicated in this report, sales region wise, he also has to write it again and again. Okay, so this is the point I want to make to you. So just keep it in mind. So having said that, this particular user, the region wise manager maybe, so he deploys his report, and someone who is created the executive report, he deploys this report in the cloud. So using a publish option, he deployed. Already deployed in executive dashboard, so that workspace. Then we will go and see here. So you can see here, these are the two reports, sales executive and sales region wide sales. So this has created two data sets, and which is coming from the same file, but since the files are disconnected, so it will always create a new data set. So what happened to the calculations applied here? So this particular calculation that involves assume a sales profit percentage, there will be some logics that is written here, and also some other user also applies the same logic here, right? And there is some mistake happened here. The correct value is projected in this report, but some mistake happened here. This particular report will show the sales profit percentage wrongly. So basically, whatever calculations you do based on a particular source system, source file, it should be in a single place. Then only your report will have a single version of truth, right? So like this calculation, which involves one single calculation to be done at a single place. Like this is what a modeling. So people should not model themselves and eat the same model again and again. Okay, the correct way of doing it is like we will create a common data model, and from this people will create the reports that we have seen in our previous video. For demonstration purpose, what I will do, instead of getting this data from this particular data set, let me get this data from sales executive and then redirect this report to here. So whatever calculations done here, I can reuse it. No need to write all the calculations. So this report is very simple. For your demonstration purpose, we have 3 calculations. Assume there are 100 calculations, and if there is any changes happen, this report has to change, this report has to change. If there are multiple reports, all the reports has to change that calculation. Instead of that, when some calculation changes, you do it in single place, then your reports can consume directly from that. So proper way of doing it, instead of region wise sales, I'm directly getting it from the source. What I will do is, let me delete these source. So be careful, don't do in from your production environment that you will get a shocks. Just for your understanding what I will doing, I'm deleting this data sources which I got it from Excel source, that is sales region wise sales. Okay, now my reports will get empty. Instead, I will get it from the data sets, that is the shared data set. So my data set is sales executive. Okay, in your case, you properly model the give the name for that your model which has own calculations. So when I get that all my model, okay, which is using the same Excel, then you can see it here. Now I get all these 3 tables which all previously we derived from the Excel. Now I am getting these values from the data sets. Okay, now I do not able to edit since it is live connection to the dataset, right? So this is the thing. Now I can use this report, I can use the calculations from the sales executive dataset. Now I didn't deploy it. You can see there are 2 different datasets. Once I deploy this report now, let us see what happens. Region wise sales executive dashboard, then deploy it. It is success. Let us go and watch it here. What happens? Let me refresh. Now you can see here from the sales executive, I got a sales executive report as well as the sales region and have a single source file. From this file I create a model that is a shared data set. From that I can create multiple reports that uses the same modeling concept. So this is the main purpose of your data sets. Okay. So what about data flows? Let us try to understand data flows after we go through the BI architecture, then it will be better. So now you can see this is the business intelligence architecture where we will get the data from the data source and build the staging and data warehouse. So this entire process is called ETL and building the warehouse. From this we will build the model using the SSAS. In case of Azure, it will be Azure Analysis Service. We will build the model where all your calculations semantic layer, right? So which will be holding in this layer. Then Power BI can consume. This is the typical BI architecture. It can be Azure or on-premise. This is the flow. And where this data flows come into fit here is like, you can see here, this is the data flow where it is similar to your BI architecture ETL layer, where it is getting from the data source, and here also we are getting from the data source, and SSIS or Azure Data Factory will do the ETL in case of Azure. So here data flows, it will get the data and it will store the data here in the staging layer. The way how we are storing it in the data warehouse, Data flows is used to get the data and you do the transformation which will be used for your data sets. So when we will go, you see here data sets, you are using it for a modeling, all your calculations. There are some places where you need to get the common data that should be transferred, okay, frequently and stored somewhere, right? In those cases you can go for data flows. Say for example you have your product dimension or your customer informations that are used across different places and requires ETL transformations, okay. So you can do those transformations and keep that one ready, okay, and which this flow is separate from this flow. You can refresh it frequently or different number of times and keep this up to date. Then you can use this data flows in your Power BI reports. Check how it looks in the Power BI services. We have already created this data flow where we will fetch that Excel information or any source information into a data flow. So this layer, it is storing the data in the your Azure data lake. So now any reports can consume the data from here which is already transformed. So Power BI, Power Query is attached to it, but those transformation has to be done at the individual report layer. But now what you are doing, you are segregating those ETL operations for a particular table and storing it in a separate layer so that any reports can consume it from your data flows. So obviously, once you create a Power BI pointing to your data set as a source, then it will reference another data source. If it is going to reference a data flows, then you are going to create another data set only, right? You're not going to refer, and I mean any report can be built from a data set only. So here these two reports create from data set, and this data set is pointing to data flows. Another data set can point to your data flows. So this is the thing you need to remember. So data flows basically ETL and stores the common tables used for multiple reports that require single time ETL process. Then your process can use just that transform data in your reports. So this is the basic idea behind data flows and data sets. So if you still have clarification, comment below, and if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, and do remember that data is your asset.